CVA's Accura Series, Bagara barrels for guaranteed accuracy, nitride for guaranteed rust proofing, and a rifle guaranteed to be the best muzzleloader you've ever shot. CVA, it's just a better gun.
This segment's being brought to you by 3rd Regiment Game Calls, friends, family, and faith in the outdoors. One call at a time.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This week's Preachers of the Week is being brought to you by Flowers Garden Center, 4550 Eatons Creek Road, and I think they're going to be open around April 1st. So they already know that all the seed beds are prepared, and seeds are greening up. They're sprouting as we speak, and so they ought to be ready for April 1st. So, what picture? Oh, this is little.
What we got here on the first?
Emily Gregory. This is Greg Gregory's daughter. While the high water, everybody was scattering for the woods, she went out and said, "Daddy, let's go fishing." And look there, what a stringer of catfish they caught on Old Hickory Lake.
That's the time to be getting after the
When that water's rising like that, people don't realize it opens up a buffet line for a fish.
It does.
So, you know, that's a great stringer of catfish, and she just loved. Actually, her daddy said she put the smack down on them.
Our second picture, this is Mason Snyder. And Mason is another one of the guys that's on the Mount Juliet fishing team there.
Yep.
And Mr. Bruce Smith took him out. He said it was just before the high waters came around. And they were fishing on Percy Priest Lake. And this is Mason's first smallmouth bass. And it was 5.50 on the scale. So congratulations to him on that.
What a way to start off your first fish.
Good start, buddy. You might be chasing that one for a little while. And we got another big fish here. This one is not from Priest Lake, but this is Dalton Benson, and this is a 110-pound tarpon that he caught.
I thought that was a 110-pound skipjack.
It's a giant. Well, they're not much different. You know, there's not a lot of difference there.
I thought he caught it behind Old Hickory Dam there.
That was sent in by his dad, Will Benson, so we want to say hi to them tonight.
That's right.
And
Good
then
job.
on in, we got another catfish. This one was actually taken also here. I don't remember if this was today or yesterday, but it's also been in these high waters.
Yep.
And this fish was caught over here on Old Hickory and released.
That's right.
And this is Mr. Terry Carver, so we want to say congratulations.
And I can tell you exactly where he caught it from that picture right there.
I can too, but I wasn't going to disclose. Those that know can know, right?
I'll take it with me.
Guys, y'all can send your pictures here to us at 474 James Robertson Parkway, or get them to me on Facebook or Instagram, either one. We'll get them here on the show just as quick as we can.
Yeah. Hey, just to throw this out, a tip of the week, if you're going to send us a picture of big fish, get it to where we can't see where you are.
They got crop and zoom. You got to do that crop and zoom.
Don't you know it?
Because we can do it.
That's right. We have to do that a lot when we're out filming.
We do. I'll tell you. And several times, Kevin, we go out with people that want to take us fishing, and they're like, "Don't tell them our GPS coordinates.
They would say
don't tell them. We can't take a picture here. We got to go over yonder."
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The sacred spot.
I know a guy that takes every picture of his deer every time he shoots a deer. He has a particular place that he drives to take a picture with it every time he shoots one.
I actually had a guy that invited me to come film a fishing trip with him, and he said, "We can't tell them where we are." And I said, "I can't do that. It's not in me."
Yeah.
I'm at least going to tell him. He wanted me to tell him a totally different lake.
Yeah.
And I said, "I can't do that."
We don't play that game.
We don't play that game.
We don't have to tell them right where. We can tell them
We
you're
tell
on
them
Priest
we're
Lake
on Priest or Old Hickory. We ain't got to tell them the coordinates.
Yeah.
But, you know, you still got to catch the fish.
Yeah.
But I want to get back with Kevin on the liability thing. This has gotten to be, Kevin, probably one of the biggest issues that hunters and fishermen, because here's what I want to also say.
Yeah.
Fishermen still have that same deal. I know a lot of people that love to go creek fishing, wading in the summertime, and your blue jeans shorts, and you go with old tennis shoes, and you wading down in the creek. Well, now they've come up and they said anything halfway of that creek belongs to this guy, the other half belongs to this guy.
Yes.
And you're like, you got to have permission to fish that area to be on that property. Now, if you're in a kayak, you don't have to have permission.
Right.
You're okay as long as it's navigable waters. And I'm amazed I said it. but navigable waters, I did it twice.
Yes.
You're fine. But if the guy's standing on the bank, he is trespassing if he doesn't have a permission
That's right.
of the landowner. Landowners are getting to where they just don't want to give that permission.
That's right.
And I know one thing is you know, we've all heard bad raps about cows got killed, fences were down,
Yep.
somebody did donuts out there in my cornfield.
Tell it.
And somebody cut my fence to get through.
That has ended a lot of hunting.
It's ended a lot of
just
hunting.
People not doing what they should be.
But here's the thing, and I'm begging and pleading to all these landowners out here right now. TWRA has a whole division of people that will gladly take care of that nuisance. It's called the Law Enforcement Division
Yes.
of TWRA. So what one bad apple is doing doesn't make all the apples in the bushel bad.
Right.
But it can, because it's got that trickle down stuff.
Yeah.
Tell it. Well, and you know, this is a great opportunity to talk to those legislators. They can pass laws to help protect the landowner.
They can.
And they should. And that's the senators and the representatives. And just make these requests be known to them on how they can help protect them. And of course, the landowners all like it.
Yeah.
And the landowners are all voters. And
That's
so
exactly right.
that we could do this so that we can keep all these things going. You know, one of the other things, just like you say, people will put their four-wheelers and they break out and they'll get out here and then they're scared somebody got hurt on the four-wheeler and here's the gun. So again, we can do these little, if you don't get there, you can always have a little permission slip and
With a waiver.
and that's a
Right.
waiver.
So do you
That's a waiver.
suggest laying that, you know, getting a waiver to protect the landowner? If I got a new farm to hunt tomorrow,
Yes.
do you suggest we lay that out? We say, okay, anything that happens on this property, that's on me. That, you know. So you think?
Well,
if we
here's
went ahead
kind of
and got
what
that
I
filled
think.
out, because that's what we do with our leases.
Yeah.
We sign a waiver.
And a waiver protects everybody.
It
The
does.
truth is, if it was you and I, and we still have a good understanding, he's a good man, a straight shooting man, then we can deal with it. Here's what's going to happen. You know, we've seen them over the years. Somebody shot and that bullet went and ricocheted and hit something. Then they're going to say, well, you gave them permission to be. And you know what the landowner's going to say? I ain't never gave no permission.
That's right.
Because they're all going to try to be protecting themselves.
That's right.
And so we recognize that. And again, then somebody could charge you with criminal trespass or whatever because things got out of hand. So a good understanding, that little bit of writing would be, protect the hunter, protect the landowner too. All the time that I've ever gone on these trail rides, the vast majority have always just said, okay, y'all are welcome, just don't get in my fields and tear up my crops, and we all respect that.
And it's always been kind of a handshake deal, you know.
Absolutely.
And maybe the farmer or something might have some hay in the field. You go help them bring in the hay.
Yes.
And don't charge them anything. You know, I just want to hunt.
Right, and the truth is, it's so expensive to own the land. Now, if these landowners don't open up, what are we going to do? I never will forget, years ago, I had a big farm. I've sold it since. But there was a soldier from Fort Campbell, and I was there, and he said, can I come hunt? And it was running with deer. And my secretary was there, and I'll never, she did an excellent job. She said, now, Mr. Candy, I know you don't know him, but he's fighting for this country. And that's all she needed to say to me, and I say, go do it.
That's
I
right.
said, don't tear the fences down, don't shoot the horses, have a good time.
Have a good time. And that's the way it should be. Here's what I'm trying to get at, Kevin. Brandon and I deal with this every day. What's happening is we're getting such a population of deer that now we're over 1 million.
Yes.
And we're still doing 150, 160,000 kills, but still, it just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming.
Absolutely.
Well, we're getting more and more deer. Well, the confines of Tennessee can't handle it all. Well, what's happening is now we get CWD in West Tennessee. All right. Well, you'd think that every deer in the state's got it now because Facebook, everybody, all the media
Social
is
media.
on that. They went out there to one of the counties today and shot one on the side of the road. The game warden shot it and put it out of its misery because it has CWD, but it was been standing in the same place for 2 hours.
Oh, my.
So they shot it, got rid of it, but that has escalated into just about all the deer have it. Well, here's my deal. All the states around us have CWD.
Yes.
We just now got it this year.
Yes.
Okay. But if the landowners aren't going to allow hunters to get out there,
Testify, Hugh.
here we go with now you running cattle. where do you think CWD came from?
Yes.
That's right.
Now the deer are going to give it back to the cows, and then that rancher that's going to lose that $10,000 prize bull out there,
It's
that's
coming.
Santa Gertrudis,
Yes.
he's going to say, oh, what now?
Yes.
Well, you know what? If we'd have worked hand in hand to
Telling
begin
you.
with,
I'm listening to you.
we're
now.
supposed to be the human race, the
Yep.
ones that are supposed to be the keepers of all
Yes.
wildlife, according to the Bible I read.
Amen.
Then why aren't we working together as humans and make it to where it is manageable?
Yes.
And
Well
where we
said.
get all of it doesn't just affect the deer or the cows or anything. We get rid of it by means of let's take them out of the herd.
Yes, yeah. Well, you made it. I couldn't have said it any better. Any legislature should go. You need to be one and go right on the floor and say, let me just be an
I'll
advocate for
get my suit
wildlife.
out tomorrow, Kevin. I'll
Put
be
your
at
suit
your
on.
office looking for a job.
We'll put him down there in where they call the well and say, okay, turn you loose. Brandon will be the
Cut him
backup
loose.
speaker.
Yeah.
And you know, what you just laid out, and on the viewing audience today, you ought to take this same call that he just shared, the same argument, and continue to share that with your representatives and let somebody introduce a bill to try to help.
That's exactly what we've been saying.
Because what you're going to end up doing, it's going to have an economic impact.
You're
Even the
exactly right.
subdivision people.
He's already said, Brandon's already said, it's coming. It's coming.
And I
I've been
told
people
saying
aren't
for
ready
a few
for it.
years now, but it is. It's coming.
It's coming.
and you know,
It's going to be a major impact too, like you said. I mean,
It's going to be major.
and it's not going to be long. You know.
you know
You
what?
lose 2 or 3 $10,000 bulls,
Come on.
dude. It's going to hit the ranch industry like a herd of buffalo.
And the cattle industry still very influential in Tennessee.
Yes.
And then what's keeping it from hitting into the horses? Then you got the whole nother industry that we got to deal with.
We got to go do our
We gotta
product
go
of
do
the
our
week.
product
Let's
of the
see
week,
it.
guys.
Let's see it.
This week's product of the week is being sponsored by our good friends over at Caney Fork Outdoors. You can stop in and see them in Donaldson, right there at the old Donaldson Shopping Plaza, or get off at the Center Hill Dam exit and go see them at the Big Rock Market.
Well, what do you got, Brandon?
All right, what I got tonight, this is something else from our friends over at 3rd Regiment Game Calls.
Yep.
And this is their coyote howler.
Oh,
And,
boy. I want to get him.
Definitely will not be doing this for everybody tonight because we have microphones and it will blow every speaker out of every television
No,
in,
sir.
in
Well, I'll
Nashville.
do it here.
But anyhow, this is it's a really good howler. It sounds very good. Not very much effort to make it. I've had several handhelds over the years, and sometimes they're kind of tough to get that reed going in the howler. But this one, it works really well. But we want to thank 3rd Regiment for that, and you can go check them out on Facebook and get on their Facebook shop, or go see them at 3rdregimentgamecalls.com, and that's with the number 3, 3rd Regiment Game
And by the way,
Calls.com.
March is a great month to hunt coyotes
It
because
is.
that is their mating
And it's
season.
something you can actually get out and hunt.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
And you
once
can
you
have
get
a
that
good
new
time.
hunting license tomorrow.
Yeah, you better get that new hunting license tomorrow.
Get that new hunting license.
Can't blame
Don't forget
Brandon.
it. Don't blame me. We told you. Guys, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines for you, and we'll have some more Southern Woods and Waters.